On this video, we're going to be reviewing the Lewitt Connect 6 audio interface. The Connect 6 currently retails for $299, and in the box, you'll get the interface, some documentation for the included software, a USB-C to USB-C cable, and a USB-C to USB-A cable. Full disclosure, Lewitt did send me this interface for review, and I do get to keep it. However, they don't have any editorial input on what I say, so rest assured, these are my honest thoughts and opinions. First, let's talk about the design. This interface definitely has a futuristic look to it, and I like the black finish because I think it's going to blend in to a lot of home studio setups. However, when it comes to build quality, it does leave a bit to be desired since it's an all-plastic construction, and at $300, I was expecting other materials like metal or something else. Nevertheless, it's extremely light, weighing less than 1 pound, which makes it perfect to take with you on the go when traveling. Going over the specs, it has one knob to control both your volume and gain levels, and by clicking on the knob, you will switch between functions of this interface. On the left side, it has LED indicators for channels 1 and 2, headphones 1 and 2, your studio monitors, a 48-volt switch, and your level meters. On the front, it has two headphone outputs, one being 1/4 inch and the other 1/8 inch. This is great because you're not going to have to be looking for any adapters, and it's very useful when having someone else in your studio. On the back, it has one computer connection which does bus power this interface. However, if your laptop is not providing enough power, it does have a dedicated power connection, an aux input for anything with a 3.5mm jack, a mobile input, which is something that I haven't seen on any other interface. This will allow you to both import or export audio to your phone, which is a great tool, especially if you're a content creator. A stereo output for different audio devices, two monitor outputs, and two XLR and line level inputs. Even though this is a great interface on its own, in order to unlock all of its features, you do need to download the Control Center software from Lewitt's official website. This will give you access to all of its DSP power. This way, you can run many plugins within the interface itself. So this is what the software looks like. On the left, you have inputs 1 and 2, each having their own gain meter, which can provide up to 72 decibels of gain, which is more than enough to power any microphone, including gain-hungry mics like the Shure SM7B. It also has a 48-volt switch for your condenser microphone, a high-pass filter which will roll off the low end of your recordings, a polarity switch in case you're having any phasing issues, a mute button, and on the bottom, the plugin gives you 4 different effects: an expander, which is also known as a gate, a compressor, EQ, and a maximizer. But the coolest thing about this entire software is the auto setup feature. This is going to be a great feature, especially for beginners, because all you have to do is plug your microphone, select auto setup, and then the software is going to set all of the levels and effects for you. This way, you don't have to worry about the technical sides of recording and can just focus on creating. Of course, you can always go back and make any adjustments to any of the plugins, but once you're happy with the sound, you can go on the top and save them as a preset. So even if you're a more experienced professional, this is definitely going to help you speed up your workflow and possibly even eliminate post-production altogether. This software also lets you create custom headphone mixes, which can be very useful if you're working with another talent. In addition, Control Center also has a audio loopback feature, which lets you capture both the sound from your microphone as well as your computer's internal audio. This can be very useful if you're planning to do any sort of screen share for an online conference call or even live stream. Moving on, let's do some audio tests so you can hear the built-in preamps on this interface. You're listening to the Lewitt LCT 440 Pure condenser microphone being plugged into the Connect 6 audio interface without any post-processing, and this is what kind of sound quality you can expect out of this setup. This time, you're listening to the same exact setup with the DSP-powered plugins turned on, and this is what kind of audio quality you can expect from the Connect 6. You spend my nights out in a barroom. Liquor was the only love I know. You spend my nights out in a barroom. Liquor was the only love that I've known. So what are my overall thoughts and who would I recommend this interface to? Before I share them with you, if you enjoy gear reviews like this one, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Starting with the pros is the sound. I was able to get great results recording both vocals and the acoustic guitar, and I think that this interface really shines if you're planning to record all of your audio sources with microphones. The preamps were extremely clean, and 72 decibels of gain is more than enough to power any mic. Also, the included plugins sounded really great and were very intuitive to use. Another pro is the flexibility that you get with this interface due to all its connection types. The mobile connection definitely helps it stand out from the crowd, and it's something that nowadays I think a lot of people are going to be looking for. This is a must-have for any content creator, because if you want to record yourself and get professional quality audio, but you don't want to be plugged to a computer, this will let you do exactly that. But the biggest pro, in my opinion, of course, is the Control Center software. It makes the recording process extremely easy, especially because of the auto setup feature. So whether you're a beginner or even seasoned professional, it's definitely going to help you speed up your workflow and possibly even eliminate post-production altogether. And I must say, compared to all of the other softwares that I've tried from other interfaces, this one is the most intuitive and easiest to use. But now let's talk about the cons. Even though I'm a huge fan of this software, I did have some trouble getting started. Like anybody else, I followed the instructions on Lewitt's official website, but when I opened it up for the first time, it kept asking me to update its firmware. And even though I tried unplugging the interface multiple times and even restarting my computer, it just would not update, to the point that I had to reach out to Lewitt's customer support, which, by the way, they're great. They got back to me on the same day and were able to resolve the issue. So even though this is not something that's common, if it does happen to you, the solution is just to plug the interface into a dongle or a USB-C hub, do the update, and then you can just plug it straight into your computer, and that should solve the problem. Another con is with the build quality. Again, $300 for an all-plastic construction was not something that I was expecting. Also, with this design, you do need to click on the knob every single time to switch between functions of the interface, and personally, I find it much easier to control the interface using the Control Center software, but of course, that's just my opinion. But the biggest con is that the inputs on the back are not high-Z inputs, which means if you try to connect your electric guitar or bass straight into the interface and then use some sort of amp simulation, you're not going to get the best results. The recording is going to sound a bit muffled and lacking high-end, so you're either going to have to capture the sound of your instruments by miking an amplifier, which, let's face it, most of us don't have a lot of room or money to buy an amp plus a microphone, or you're going to have to buy an external DI box, which is going to be an extra expense. So to me, the Connect 6 really shines if you're planning to capture the sound of all of your audio sources with microphones. Otherwise, I will look for other interfaces. But overall, I think the Lewitt Connect 6 is a great sounding interface. The preamps are extremely clean and they're more than enough to handle any microphone. It's also very versatile thanks to the mobile connection, which I think a lot of people will benefit from. And most importantly, the Control Center software makes the recording process extremely easy. So I would 100% recommend it for musicians, content creators, podcasters, and voice actors. If you want to buy this interface, the link is down in the description below. And if you want to compare it to a very similar priced interface, then make sure to click on this video.